What is up, you guys? Shayna Lee here. So in this video, I'm going to show you my foam rolling and mobility routine that I do. So all that like tightness you get from working out and training, you got to do that soft tissue work. You got to, okay? I have another video on my entire stretching routine. So combine this video with that video and you're gonna get some really fantastic results, especially if you're training really hard, you're training every day. You really gotta do that maintenance work to keep your body and your muscles healthy and moving, okay? We gotta do that extra maintenance and stretch it out and work it out, okay? So this video, you only need 3 pieces of equipment, and let's get started, you guys. All right, we're starting with the foam roller with the calf muscle. We're gonna work that full range of motion all the way from the top to the bottom of the calf, pointing your toes inward and outward so we can hit all angles of that muscle. Moving on to the quad muscles here. So starting right above the knee, we're gonna roll all the way to the top of the muscle, just back and forth. And then moving into a single leg variation of this. This just helps get a little bit deeper into the muscle, focusing on that one side at a time. And then also you can bring that heel up to your glute and kick it straight back for a little ART movement here. Just helps loosen up the muscle a little more. Now switching to the inner thigh, it's really important to roll out all angles of the legs. So kicking your other leg out, and again, just working that single side here. If you find a knot, you can kind of roll back and forth on it, short range of motion, but we do want to get that full range of motion. Starting again right above the knee and then all the way up to the top of the inside of your thigh. All right, now moving into the T-band area, the outside of the thigh. So again, we want to start right at the top, right above the knee, and then roll all the way to the top of the outside of that hip right there. This one can be pretty painful to start, so you can keep some of the pressure off by leaning more on your elbow and forearm. If you ever have any knee issues or your knees are achy, a lot of times if we're sitting too long, this muscle will get tight and affect the knees and hips. All right, moving up to the glute muscle now. So you can bend the knee, bring that knee up, and then extend the leg back out for a little bit of that active release therapy that just helps to loosen the muscle a little bit more. And then if you find a knot, you can kind of roll on it again, just kind of rolling, working different angles of the glute. Foam rolling the hamstring. So starting out with a foam roller, really good idea to roll out those hamstrings. I've got another technique that you'll see later in this video that gets into the hamstring a little bit deeper with a different tool, but starting with the foam roller first and just rolling that full range of motion as always. Now we're working on our lat muscle, so extending your arm out straight. You're just gonna roll right there, kind of right underneath the underarm, and then kind of side crunch. Find any little knots in there, work them out. Full range of motion, so go up to the shoulder and then down. And then we can kind of bend the elbow, bring the elbow toward the body. And the upper back. Now this one probably feels the best. So notice that I'm right in between the shoulder blades and I'm rolling all the way up to the base of my neck. I'm rolling my shoulders forward so that I can round out my shoulders and kind of help get that foam roller a little bit deeper into that shoulder blade area. Working the traps. This is my favorite one.
All right, now we're moving on to the mini supernova, starting out with the calves, of course. Same rules as before, that full range of motion from right above the ankle to all the way up, right below the knee. Moving into the hamstring area, we're going to start with the ball right there in that hamstring and glute tie-in, and then working all the way up and down the muscle of the hamstring, full range of motion here. Back to that glute ham tie-in area, really important to work that spot. Your hips get tight, you'll get low back pain. This is a really good move to help relieve that low back pain. And now moving on to the glutes. Now all of these moves are really important if you have low back pain, tight hips. This is really going to help relieve a lot of that pain and discomfort, tightness that you get. You can make little circles, start laying down, then you can sit up. Just wherever you feel it tender, that's where you want to kind of work the ball. And we are back to the quads. Okay, full range of motion here. This is going to get into those quads a little deeper than the foam roller. Can be a little bit painful, so be careful, go nice and slow. At the top of the quad here, there's an area, the hip flexors, that tend to get fairly tight. And you can just kind of find those tight spots and spend a little time. You don't even have to move. You can just hold the position. It'll really help loosen the muscle. Now we're moving to the upper body with the mini supernova. So you're gonna need a wall for this one. You're just gonna lean against the wall, pressing into the wall. Notice that I'm gonna bend my knees here, kind of squat down so that I can roll up and down nice and slow, and then move your arm, get a little bit of that ART action, active release therapy. It's gonna help break up the fascia, loosen up the muscle a little bit more. Flipping around now to work the pectoral muscle. So we're gonna do the same thing here. Leaning into the wall, pressing into the ball, and then moving that arm up and down, bending the elbow, rotating your palm in and out. This is a lifesaver if you get neck pain or anything, and a lot of times it's from tight pectoral muscles. All right, moving on to the psoas. So our psoas is a very deep hip flexor that's difficult to stretch, and this piece of equipment really gets in there. So all you're gonna do, you're gonna start face down, and you're just gonna relax onto it. Take a few deep breaths. It's gonna be quite painful at first, but nice and slow. You're gonna bring one knee up. It's gonna help kind of get in there a little deeper on one side. And then this variation is if you really need to get in there a little bit deeper, we're gonna work that one side at a time. Same thing, belly down. You're just gonna slowly relax into it. Take deep breaths. Try to relax and let the piece of equipment, the psoas, stretch out that hip flexor, the psoas.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Try out some of these moves, see how they work for you. In the comments below, give me a little feedback. Maybe there's something I didn't share in this video that you do that works for you to help you feel better and move better from training. I would love to hear about it. Of course, subscribe for more videos, like it, and share it with your friends. Talk to you guys soon.